The galaxy was quiet for many years. Humans had finally built cities on distant planets, made peace with several alien species, and believed the future would be calm. But everything changed one night on the colony world Orion 3. The sky cracked open with fire. Strange shapes appeared among the star's massive warships, bigger than anything humans had ever seen. People looked up, confused, thinking it was a meteor shower. But it was not. It was the Voltrax Empire, a species humans had never met before. And they had come not for peace, but for war. At the edge of the colony stood a young soldier named Ryan Hale. He had joined the military only 1 year earlier and never expected to fight a real battle. He was guarding a supply station when the alarms suddenly screamed across the entire planet. Red lights flashed. Officers shouted. Civilians ran in panic. And Ryan just stood still, heart pounding. He had trained for war. But he had never imagined war would arrive like this, without warning, without reason, without mercy. The first attack hit the communication tower. A massive beam of energy struck it from orbit, turning metal into glowing dust. The explosion shook the ground. Ryan fell, but quickly pushed himself up. He looked around and saw fire rising from buildings, ships losing control, and shadows of alien soldiers landing from the sky. The Voltrax soldiers were tall, armored, and moved like machines. Their eyes glowed dark purple. They did not speak. They simply destroyed everything in their path. Ryan grabbed his rifle and joined the nearest group of human soldiers. Their commander, Captain Leanne, shouted loudly, "Everyone stay together. Protect the civilians. Do not let the Voltrax push into the city." Ryan felt fear crawling up his spine, but he took a deep breath and followed. He remembered the words of his old instructor. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward while you are afraid. The soldiers formed a defensive line near the east gate. Smoke covered the sky. Buildings burned. The sound of alien machines echoed through the streets. Ryan's hands shook, but he held his weapon tight. Then the Voltrax appeared, marching in perfect formation, like a wall of metal and power. They fired energy shots that melted stone like butter. Humans returned fire, but their bullets barely scratched alien armor. A soldier beside Ryan shouted, "They are too strong. We cannot hold this position." But Captain Leanne answered firmly, "We fight. We protect. We survive. Humans don't fall so easily." The first clash was brutal. The aliens attacked fast and without fear. They pushed forward, crushing barriers and forcing humans to retreat step by step. But Ryan didn't run. He kept firing, aiming for weak points he learned during training. He saw one alien fall, its armor cracking open. Ryan felt a spark of hope. Maybe they could fight back. But the Voltrax kept coming. And the battle became worse when a giant alien machina walking tank entered the battlefield. It fired massive plasma blasts that tore through human defenses. One shot struck close to Ryan, throwing him across the ground. His ears rang. Dust filled his lungs. His vision blurred. He felt like he would pass out, but then he heard a child crying nearby. Ryan forced himself to stand. He saw a small girl stuck under fallen debris. Her mother screamed for help but couldn't reach her because of the fire. Alien drones moved toward them, ready to attack. Ryan didn't think. He just ran. He dodged plasma shots, jumped over debris, and slid near the girl. His arms shook as he lifted the heavy metal piece off her. She was scared and crying, but alive. Ryan picked her up and carried her back toward the defensive line. When he returned, Captain Leanne looked at him with respect. "You're brave." "Hale, keep that spirit," she said. But the situation was getting worse. Human forces were losing ground. The colony was falling. Captain Lien contacted the Central Command, but no one answered. The Voltrax had destroyed all main communication systems. Humans were completely alone. Ryan looked around and saw injured soldiers, crying civilians, burning homes, and alien machines closing in. For a moment, he thought it was over, that the humans would lose everything. But then something unexpected happened. A huge explosion rocked the battlefield, but this one did not come from the enemy. A human warship, the Star Shield, broke through the clouds and fired powerful missiles at the Voltrax walking tank. The alien machine collapsed with a loud crash. Human soldiers cheered. More ships arrived. Reinforcements. General Arik himself appeared on the battlefield, leading elite troops. His voice echoed across the comms. "Stand strong, soldiers of Orion 3. Today we fight not just for this world, but for humanity." A wave of courage spread across the human soldiers. They regrouped, reloaded, and launched a counterattack. Ryan felt a new fire inside him. He fought with everything he had. He helped his friends, protected civilians, and pushed forward. He became faster, sharper, stronger, not because he was trained, but because war was shaping him. The Voltrax were deadly, but they did not expect humans to resist so fiercely. The battle lasted 4 hours. Streets turned into battlegrounds. Ships fell from the sky. Soldiers on both sides fought with desperation, but by nightfall, the Voltrax finally pulled back. Not because they were defeated, but because they had achieved their first goal. They wanted to send a message written in fire and destruction. Humanity is our next target. When the sky became quiet again, Ryan looked at the ruined city. Thousands were injured. Many had died. But humanity was still standing. Captain Lien put her hand on his shoulder. "This war is only beginning," she said softly. "And you, Ryan, you will be part of something much bigger than you think." Ryan looked toward the stars, where the enemy had come from. He felt fear. He felt anger. But most of all, he felt determination. The Voltrax had no idea what kind of enemy they had awakened. The unexpected war had begun.